Hey, I am stuck in traffic on my way home from work, and I wanted to kind of talk to y'all a little bit about each of the different portions of what happened during my consultation and all the steps that I had to do to get approved for my gastric sleeve surgery. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about, I'm just going to go down the list on each little snippet video. So this one's going to be about the cardiac clearance and basically what happened and what that entailed, and yeah. So I set my cardiac clearance up through the clinic that I'm going to, the My Bariatric Solutions. It was covered through my insurance, so I didn't have to pay for that. What happened is I first went in and I guess they did like a resting echocardiogram to where I had to get on a table, which was with a guy, which was kind of weird, but it was okay. I mean, I guess he's used to seeing fat people all the time. Or fat women, I don't know. But I had to get undressed and I had to put on like one of the little, those little, you know, the hospital gown things that don't fully close. I had to put one of those on, and then they attached these little white sticker things to my chest, one here and then one right underneath my boob, which he did that. It was kind of awkward, but it's okay. And so then I just had to lay there on my side, and he had like a wand, which was, you know, I don't know if you've ever had an ultrasound or any kind of sorts, but when I was pregnant, they would have these little wand things that they put jelly on, and it's like a sonogram, so they can see, you know, what's going on inside. It's like a white noise picture kind of thing. So they did that of my heart, and then they were monitoring my heart rates and making sure I didn't have any kind of irregular heartbeats or anything like that while I was resting. And I guess he took all the pictures that he needed to know and could tell, you know, all the pretty pictures. They were kind of neat looking, honestly. They were really pretty. But then after I was done with that, so that took probably about 20 minutes. And then after I did that, I had to go in and do the cardio stress test, which that one was quite funky. So I go into the room, that's where I guess they'll have you ride a bicycle, and then before I had to ride a bicycle, I had to take breaths and breathe into this like mouth contraption, and I believe that they were just monitoring I believe that they were monitoring, I mean, the amount of breathing. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how much oxygen I'm getting into my lungs, and I don't know. Anyways, what they did was pretty much is like I was breathing in this thing, and it would like blow air into my mouth, and I had to push it out. And then I did that, I don't know, and then they had one of those little finger pulse readings on my finger the whole time. And then after I did that, maybe 6 times of breathing into this tube, and I had to blow for 10 seconds, you know, like continuous blowing or sucking, vice versa. And then after I did that, then she then put, you know, how he had, you know, 2 little sticker things that I guess monitored your heart. Like she had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There was like 8 of them that was on me, that were on me, if I can speak correctly. But she put them on me, and then I had to, I guess, I had my clothes on normally at the time, but unfortunately, because the way they are and they're like attached to wires, I couldn't put my shirt down, so it's kind of awkward because I'm like having to get on this bicycle, and it's not even like a normal bicycle. So it's like a bicycle that is one of the ones that you go to a gym and it's laid back, like where you're sitting down and your feet are in front of you. So like the tricycle where you're like do like that. That's the kind of bicycle that they had me on. And on top of that, they had me put a mask over my face, I guess, to monitor the amount of breath and air that I'm taking in. And it was a very bubbly mask, and it was over this whole part of my face, and it was strapped to my head. And I think that it's basically, she told me that each time I was on the bike, like I would go for a little bit, and then she would increase. Ooh, I got a little fuzzy foggy there. There we go. Clear that up a little bit. Weird. So basically they said once when you get on the bike, go as hard as you can. If you can't go anymore, then stop. And just try to keep going while they keep adding more resistance to the pedals. And the whole thing is that she was like, we're trying to see how you react, how your heart reacts under a stressful thing. And let me tell you, it was really stressful, because here's the thing. You're on this bike and you're pedaling and it's getting harder. So it starts out super easy and you can just pedal, and you have to keep it between a certain speed on there. I think it was like 60 or something. If I went too slow, I had to speed it up. If I was going too fast, I had to slow it down. So you had to keep it at a steady pace. And so you got all these numbers, you got all these things, wires hooked all over you, and you got this mask strapped to your head. And it's not the easiest way to breathe. Does that make sense? And it was very, I don't even know how to describe it. Basically, by the end of me like, okay, I'm done point, I felt like I was gonna hyperventilate. Like I was trapped. I couldn't catch the breath that I wanted to catch. I couldn't breathe to the extent that I wanted to take a full breath in, because after, 20 minutes or 15 minutes of so much of the resistance keeping adding in, like you do get, it isn't like an exercising test in a sense. It's not testing your exercise ability, but it's more testing your stress levels, I guess, of your heart. Anyways, I did that, and I was getting harder breathing, and then all of a sudden I just felt like, okay, I've got to get this mask off of me. And the thing is that when you stop, like I couldn't just take it off. I had to wait for her to stop. So on top of knowing that I'm having to try to breathe, and I've got this suffocating device on my face, which it's not really suffocating. It didn't actually suffocate me in any kind of way, but it just felt like I just couldn't breathe. And so I stopped, and I'm sitting there waiting for her to take this mask off me, and she did. And I guess I did it good enough, because I started to feel like I was getting a little panicky. So I guess that they got the stress level that they needed on my heart, and I passed it. And I got the clearance order so I can have surgery and not have many crazy devices I have to have hooked up to me. Yeah, so that is what happened with my cardiac clearance evaluation stuff order that I had to get passed. That's what happened. Okay, anyways. All right, bye.